Welcome to the show. This is The Force Always. Let's get on with Barbie the movie review. But just to let you also know before I get into that, within the next 24 hours, I'll be also giving you the review for the new movie Oppenheimer. I think that's how you say it, Oppenheimer, in the next 24 hours. So this is really a double header. This is going to be the first review, Barbie the movie and Oppenheimer. Probably an iconic event in itself, being two great big movies with contrasting ideas in their storyline, coming on the one day. And I think a lot of people in the world are seeing both on the one day. But here in Melbourne, Australia, it's actually come out the night before the release date. So it's Wednesday here, Wednesday. It should be coming out Thursday, which is the regular release. And usually on a Thursday, it's the evening sessions they start. So we're 24 hours ahead here already. So Barbie has come out. Oppenheimer hasn't come out. That will be coming out tomorrow. But let me start off with the, straight off the bat, as I would say, score out of 10 for myself. It is a whopping 9 out of 10. That's right, 9 out of 10. Barbie the movie, from me, Diz, Dave, whatever you like to call me, Star Wars kid, a kid from Australia, has given this a 9 out of 10. I'll tell you why. I think most of all, this movie is a life-meaning event by the end of the movie, when you see this movie. Now, so I should say, there's not going to be direct spoilers in what I'm about to say, but there will be touch-on type spoilers, just to let you know, so I can explain what I thought. Anyway, let's get on to it again. So it's such a moving movie towards the end. It actually ends in a real high note, which is a very funny ending. Actually, just the one word, how it ends, just where it eventually ends up. It's sort of the beginning of something, but in a way, watch it to the end. It's the humor in this film sort of has a toned down version of like Deadpool humor, meaning real cunning type humor, really surprising where they go with the humor. They make fun of themselves, they make fun of other things in life and whatever, and the humor actually works well. Along with this emotion, I think the two leads in this are Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie, pulled off the balance of what they had to do comedically and seriously together. It was really, really well done. The reason why I got 9 out of 10, it lost half a point, I think, essentially because the story, the way the pacing is in this film, this type of film, it has to be stale. This type of story needs to have a certain staleness. We're talking about a toy, Barbie the toy. It's not like a high action thriller type sort of thing. It's a toy, and it's a very very pristine type toy. So it's got to be careful how it moves and talks and does and says, and in the reality of the Barbie world. It's just a little bit stale. It gets a little bit sort of dry in parts, but the pacing of the film is really, really good. It moves really well. The other thing that I've had a problem with is, now I'm a hip hop fan. I'm not so big on Nicki Minaj. She still does really well in her style of music, but I think the song that she delivered, which this is a bit of a spoiler, it comes at the the credits, the first thing at the credits when they roll out, which that's not much of a spoiler, I don't think so. But this song needed to be iconic, and what they've done, Nicki Minaj and I think it's Ice Spice, has made a song more about themselves and their sort of genre than connecting more to the actual movie or the song they sampled, which is Aqua, which was I'm a Barbie Girl, and it just I don't know, it didn't fit right. It could have been a much better song, and to actually entering the credits. It could have been delivered much better if the song was just produced differently. But that's my opinion. But a bit of a fun fact about the song, they sample Aqua, which is I'm a Barbie Girl. Now, that's a 90s sort of song. Now, back in the day, Mattel sued Aqua, the group, for copyright infringement over using Barbie in their lyrics and about Barbie. And funny enough, Aqua, the group, won the lawsuit over it being recognized as a saying. Like they're just describing a way of life that I'm a Barbie girl. Well, I'm not a Barbie girl, but I'm a Barbie girl is just a saying rather than directly ripping off Mattel's Barbie doll, but obviously having some sort of connection to that. And it was amazing. So the little group beat this big, powerful corporation. And funny enough, it's been used in their movie, Barbie by Mattel, the movie. So, and obviously Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice, that's their song, but it was still used in the movie. So Mattel have, greenlit that for the movie. But this was near a perfect film. From start to finish, it was just well balanced out in its, from intro, body, and outro type of storytelling. Really, really well done. I've got to say, in the audience I was in, I'll tell you this film is going to be the #1 film worldwide and in America this year. I was in a cinema packed. I've not been in a cinema this packed since I'd say The Force Awakens. I would say there would have been more than The Force Awakens. This is easily going to surpass over $100 million in the North American box office. This is easily going to be a worldwide hit, just because it really feeds into the American market and it feeds into the rest of the world's market. Especially here in Australia, the hype is as big as what you'd have in America, but in an Australian way. We definitely won't get to 100 million here in a weekend box office here. We just don't have the numbers to do so. But I don't know. I just can't even tell you what it will do here. I'm not so familiar with the figures as they're not really, well known here, but it would definitely be #1. And this film definitely has legs. People will be definitely seeing this in multiple viewings. There was a lot of, obviously, ladies in the house tonight watching this movie. More middle to older people were in the audience, amazingly enough. There was actually, I'd say 10% were dressed up in a cosplay sort of feel. Lots of pink, lot of pink hats, stuff like that. People really got into this. So it was sort of like visiting Star Wars again in a Barbie way. But I think this is the type of film, the story and the direction it took, that was very risky, but it really paid off massively. Even though in this film there's a lot of life meaning to its, the way Barbie's perceived, the Mattel investors would definitely be really happy at the end of the day because it's going to make them a lot of money. But it's funny enough, it's contradictory because this movie actually sort of goes against the corporate ideas to the identity of a person. And so it's a win-win situation. It's a win for the, keeping it real people, and it's a win for the corporation people. So this film is I would say, no less than amazing. I'll say amazing. It's really just it's a powerful film in a comedically and life meaning type film. It's just a fun film. I don't think kids are going to get a lot of what's being said. It's very adult in its what they're talking about in this film, but there's definitely going to be lots of points where kids will be inspired. I would take my kids if I had kids. I think kids will enjoy this, maybe not as much as the adults, but because it's not so, there's not a lot of things in there that would be relatable to kids. It's more for adults, I think, but it still has a good balance. Anyway, so this is my review. That's for Barbie the movie. So that's a 9 out of 10 for me, David, aka Diz. I'll be back tomorrow to let you know about Oppenheimer. And until then, my friends, keep rocking.